Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to, well, really get under the skin of some fascinating sources.
That's right. We dig for those essential insights.
And today we've got a really interesting one. It's kind of a paradox, actually. We're looking at a source that's incredibly brief, like just a couple of key phrases, but it promises something huge, a complete revolution. We're diving into excerpts from the 5 a.m. Revolution, a 30-day transformation.
Sounds ambitious.
It does. So our mission for this deep dive is basically to unpack the sheer weight behind these few words. You know, the implications, the audacious promise packed in there.
And see what nuggets of knowledge we can actually pull out, even though there isn't much text to work with.
Exactly.
It's definitely an intriguing challenge because the source, well, despite being so minimal, it just lays its entire premise out immediately, like two very direct statements.
Right. What are they?
First, you've got this really clear call to action. Wake up at 5 a.m. Simple as that.
No messing around.
Not at all. And then, bam, the second part, which is this equal and compelling question about the outcome. What changed in 30 days?
Oh, okay.
It's all there, right up front, sets the whole stage.
Yeah, it really does. So for this deep dive, we're going to explore the philosophy behind that and the inferred benefits these stark statements suggest.
Like, what does this revolution actually entail?
Yeah.
When it's presented so directly.
Yes. And what does it invite you, our listener, to think about, regarding your own habits, your potential for change?
Okay, let's do it.
So let's kick off with that initial bold declaration. Wake up at 5 a.m. It's just so unambiguous, a straight up instruction. What effect do you reckon that has on someone reading it? Is it empowering maybe? Or maybe a bit daunting if you like a gentler approach?
Well, it's definitely powerful in its simplicity, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's fascinating, I think, is how the source positions this specific action at 5 a.m. not just as like a helpful tip,
Right.
but as the absolute cornerstone of the entire revolution.
The cornerstone, yeah.
It implies this whole philosophy where tackling the earliest part of the day isn't just about getting more hours.
It's more than just time management.
Exactly. It's framed as this deliberate act of self-conquest,
Yeah.
setting a tone of control, maybe productivity, often before the rest of the world starts making demands.
Like getting a head start on yourself almost.
That's almost a challenge to yourself, yeah.
Okay.
Conquer the dawn, conquer the day, maybe conquer yourself in the process.
That's a great way to put it. It immediately puts all the focus on this one single habit, like a kind of minimalist self-improvement.
Totally. Cut through the noise, forget the 1,000 different tips, just do this.
It's daring you, in a way, daring you to simplify how you think about personal transformation. Okay, so if that first bit is the challenge, the call to action.
That gauntlet thrown down.
Yeah. Then the very next line from the source, it acts like this powerful invitation, doesn't it? To see what happens next, what changed in 30 days.
Right. And notice the phrasing. It's not if anything changed.
No, it's what?
It assumes change is inevitable. That's a key part of the framing.
That's a really good point. It sets an expectation immediately.
Absolutely. The source frames this question as the expected result, the outcome of sticking to that 5 a.m. discipline. And it sets a really precise expectation, a transformation no less, within a defined and actually pretty short time frame, 30 days.
Which leads to that important question you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. What kind of impact is the source suggesting this could have? It leaves the specifics kind of open, which is clever.
It lets you fill in the blanks.
Right. But the promise of a revolution strongly hints at things like, maybe increased productivity, perhaps greater mental clarity, maybe a feeling of personal mastery.
Could even be physical well-being.
Could be. It's hinting at a holistic shift, I think. Not just, oh, I have more time. It's deeper than that.
That's where the revolution part really lands then. It's not just, hey, try waking up early. It's this confident, almost audacious claim that this single act will trigger significant, positive, tangible changes across your life. And maybe the allure isn't even the early hour itself, but what it represents. That promise of an uninterrupted window. Time for deep work or creativity or just quiet self-care.
Things that often get squeezed out.
Right.
When the day rushes in later on.
Exactly. Those things that fall by the wayside.
And that 30-day time frame is pretty crucial too, don't you think?
How so?
Well, it taps into that widely accepted idea, maybe more pop psychology, but still potent, that consistent action over about a month can start to solidify new habits, new neural pathways even.
Ah, the habit formation cycle.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And by focusing laser-like on just one core action, wake up at 5 a.m., the source implicitly uses the power of a keystone habit.
Explain that a bit more.
A keystone habit is like one change that, once you nail it, tends to cause a ripple effect. It helps other positive shifts happen more easily across your life.
Okay, so like pulling one domino makes others fall.
Something like that, yeah. So the source makes this big transformation seem not just possible, but actually achievable within a really clear, defined period. Less overwhelming, perhaps.
Right. Makes sense. So wrapping this part up, what's the big takeaway here? Our deep dive today seems to show how this source, even being so incredibly short,
Just those 2 lines, basically.
it still powerfully gets across the core ideas of this 5 a.m. thing.
Yeah.
Self-discipline, being intentional, and the potential impact of starting your day with real purpose.
It's quite remarkable, really, how much meaning and philosophy is packed into so few words. It forces you to think about the why, not just the what.
Yeah, the underlying philosophy.
I completely agree. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, what the source is implicitly doing is inviting you to think about the potential for, well, rapid and maybe significant change.
Just through one consistent action.
Exactly. And framed by this direct, almost philosophical question about what happens next. It's a really potent way to prompt reflection, isn't it? Without needing pages and pages of explanation.
It empowers the reader or listener to kind of imagine their own transformation.
Find their own answers to what changed.
Absolutely. It definitely makes you wonder, doesn't it? Thinking about your own life. What routines, what habits might you subject to a 30-day transformation?
And what changes would you expect or hope to see?
A really provocative thought to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.